people. Happy Saturday, world. Ooh, so if you're new to this channel, so far, all of my broadcasts are just spare of the moments. Um, Me wanting to yap. And if I'm going to be just quite frank, not really having anyone to yap with. So I get on here and I yap on my platform, and it gives me the opportunity to express myself. It gives me the opportunity to catalog my thoughts. And it gives me the opportunity to self-reflect. And it gives me the opportunity to ventilate. And all of that's good. So, yeah, here I am again. So I'm here. I was self-reflecting a bit. I do this on a daily basis. But lately I've been doing it more. I've been doing it more um, because that inner nudge and inner desire to share has heightened within me, and so I'm articulating it. And as I was self-reflecting, like I self-reflected over the past 5 years. And over the past 5 years, I have liked, I have loved, I have liked, I have loved, I have liked, I have loved. I have grown as an individual. And in my perspective, growth is constant. It's not something that ever stops. Like, when I'm 50, I'm still going to be growing. When I'm 60, I'm still going to be growing. When I'm 70, I'm still going to be growing. When I'm 80, I'm still going to be evolving and growing. When I'm 90, I'm still growing and evolving. When I'm 100, still growing and evolving. It does not stop. It continues. It continues on and on and on and on and on. So that's just how I live. Those are my expectations for myself, and that's how I live my life. And so yeah, but I like to self-reflect as well, just to kind of remind myself of where I was, remind myself of where I am, and you know, a lot of times growth is not a straight line upwards. A lot of times it's a spiral. And I feel like I'm in that experience right now where it's like, okay, I have evolved in many ways, but because the growth upward is a spiral, I'm remembering and readdressing certain things. And one of those certain things is partnership and sacred union. And not that those things ever left my orbit. However, I have shifted and adjusted over the past 5 years several times because whoever was the object of my affection or of my love or of my liking, I didn't feel as if it was a mutual thing. And once I feel it's not mutual, I may not immediately, because you just can't turn things off like that. At least I can't. Um, but I start to shift. I start to shift away because it's like, oh, this is not mutual. I'm liking or loving or caring more than this other individual is. So I need to redirect that energy back into myself and soothe myself. And it's hard because it's like, okay, I'm speaking positively, I'm resting, I'm drinking water, and I haven't watched anything in all actuality within the last day or so to shift my attention because I feel stubborn right now. And it is Taurus season. It is Taurus season. And so I guess that justifies my stubbornness, where I'm just like, you know, yes, I want to redirect my energy, and part of me is just like a little pissed off, like, ugh, like come on, come on. There's so many people on the god dang on planet. So many. It should be easy, you know, for my sacred partner to manifest. Like, where you at? Where is you at? Why aren't you cuddling and holding a sister? Why ain't that happening? Oh, I don't understand it. So my Taurus stubborn self is like, I don't want to watch nothing funny on TV. I don't feel like laughing right now, even though I just chuckled. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like putting on any music to distract myself from these emotions. I'm going to just be present. I'm going to just be present, and I'm just going to allow this energy to pass, I guess, or I'm just going to be present. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm being present as I'm self-reflecting, and I am proud. I am proud of myself. I am proud of my growth over the past 5 years. I have been definitely, absolutely responsible with me. I mean, I've been responsible for more than 5 years, but with my emotions, because I want to say prior to these past 5 years, I was in a whole decade love um, experience where it was very one-sided. It was very just me, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this is it, this is it. Like, I made that decision all by myself towards an individual that was just never there, always very um shallow. I wouldn't say shallow, but always very surface, like, yeah, no, just never there, and so, it just is what it is. And ironically, it was weird because they would come, I had so many different dreams about this person. And because of my history and experience with dreams, I just thought, like, why would I be having all these dreams about this person if this person, is not who I feel and think that they are? Why are they in my dreams? I even had dreams with my deceased mother with them, dreams with my now deceased friend, even though she was alive when the one of the recent dreams I had. And it was just confusing to me. So I was like, well, um, let me reach out. That was several weeks ago. I did that, reaching out, and they responded back, and then that was it. That was it. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm not doing what I did for a whole decade. Like, that's silly, Like, hey, like, I feel like there isn't nothing for me to do, and with that particular individual, it's like, okay, for a whole decade, here I was, and even though at the beginning of the decade I was still in my freaking 20s, so we're talking about the end of my 20s and pretty much all of my 30s, and it was like at the end of my 30s, I was like, wait a fucking minute, girl, like, it don't take a whole decade. It don't take that long. For what I have been observing, I may not have the actual, well, in some cases I do have the actual experience, um because I was married before, and shit, he immediately, even though in that aspect it was the other way around, where he was more into me, and I just was young and naive to a certain extent, not completely naive, but definitely in aspects of relating and relationships. And, I thought this was just a friend. And 3 months of us consistently just hanging out, just as friends, he was like, oh, I want you. And I was just like, cut it out, friend. And he was like, yeah, I want you. And I was just like, yeah, you're like twice my age. What are you talking about? And he was just like, oh, well, I can show you something that these young motherfuckers can't show you. And I was just like, his argument was very compelling. And I've talked about this before, my first husband, and that's how it started. It's definitely not how it ended because once he convinced me and got me, then he thought he owned me. And that was a whole nother situation, and he felt like, I was embarking with him on his fiasco. And I absolutely wasn't. And I had a dream to warn me to get the heck away. And I didn't know it was a warning. And so I talked about it to him. And he knew that it was a warning. And he doubled down on his efforts to freaking keep me. And I fought. 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 I fought until I finally got free. And so, again, that was my experience. Obviously, that was not a healthy relationship. So now, older, wiser, fast forward 20 something years, um, having the experience in my 30s of just predominantly, I didn't date much at all in my 30s. I was so in love. And I did meet a guy, and I had a really okay relationship with him. Um, However, he also was a bit older, and he was getting things together. And the things that that individual was getting together was because he was incarcerated for over 20 years, coming back out into society, adjusting to the pace of society, um, had minor children. And like, how do you have minor children? You were away for all that time. Yeah, he was having what they call it conjugal visits. So with that information, you could put all the pieces of the puzzle together. He wasn't cohabitating with the mother of his children. They were in two different states. And so in my 30s, I thought, hey, perhaps something can be built. And oh, they were not on that wavelength at that point in time. Um, and so it was a nice year. We circled back several times. Um, After that year, I want to say once or twice. The last time being 2021. It is 2026 now. And so yeah. I could count my what you call it on one hand and still have digits left over the past 15 freaking years. Wow, it's a long fucking time. Over the last fucking 15 years, I can count my lovers on one hand and still have fingers left over. That's a long freaking time. And I'm cool when I'm not liking someone. I'm like, whatever. There's so much stuff to do, to not have your mind there. However, after 40, like these past 2 years, after 40, my body started to change. So it was like, what do I call it? Biological impulses with no freaking, what you call it? Outlet. With no outlet. And I think it's gotten me a little meaner. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean, but it's definitely got me a little meaner, because there's no outlet. It's a freaking outlet. And yeah, I talk to other ladies over 40, and but they have outlets. So it's like, okay, we can talk and relate about how our biological experience is as women past 40. Uh, However, you have an outlet. It's not the freaking same. It's not. It's not the same. And every time I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna say the word, and I know a lot of dating coaches and people say you should not do that. You should not do that. But I mean, before something is what it is, it has the potentiality of being it, right? So I know you gotta see things for what they are, but I also know that, sometimes you can see the potential. That doesn't mean you grasp to it and you hold on to just a potential. It means you notice it and you can take action if you choose to, or you cannot take action. You have all of those options, right? So there has been potential outlets, and I'd be like, okay, and thinking, like, interesting, I wasn't even expecting that, you know, and then, and then in me liking, but also observing, I'm like, oh, is the liking mutual? I don't know. I don't know. And then when I question the mutuality of the liking, and now I'm mean. Now I have an attitude. Now I'm just like, oh, if I have to question it, then it almost feels like obviously not. Because if it was, I wouldn't be questioning it, right? Um, and I know that's very oversimplified, but it's reality. Nowadays, it ain't like how it used to be back in the days, as much as I would love for it to be. I just haven't had that experience. I haven't had that experience where there is pursuit and where there is consistency. And I haven't had that, like back in the days with the phones with the cords on it, um, where we didn't have the devices on us all day, every day. That would be a plus, to just even get a phone call and have a conversation and go out and spend time and, just enjoy each other's company. But nowadays, it's like, does that, I mean, I see people out when I go outside, so I know what's happening for other people. But I'm just like, okay, when does that happen for me? when when the fuck does that happen for me? When does it happen for me? I don't know. I guess it's happening soon because I feel that intensity, which could very well just be my ovulation period happening. It could be just a biological thing that's happening, and my brain is trying to rationalize it. Like, okay, what's going on? This is what we want. And I just was like in the midst of being happy about graduation and accomplishments and getting over hurdles at the same time, just like, oh, it would be nice to cuddle. It would be nice to get hugs. Those are nice things that are just asking of time. Just asking of time. So that's my ventilation this Saturday morning. I'm going to, not tired, so I guess taking a nap would be silly. I don't feel energized to go into my office space and start organizing, although that's probably a great idea. Um, I'm just going to be present and gentle with myself, because that's what I'm going to do. Be present and gentle with myself. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to catalog and speak and ventilate here on this platform. and go over my self-reflections and my growth, and this shall continue. So I appreciate all those who subscribe and who actually listen to this. I know I come back and listen to it, so I am my top fan. And once I actually, I guess, structure my channel more, it's progress, so it's growing. Then I'm sure my audiences will be more tuned in and tapped in, So um, when it happens, it happens. I'm going to just keep it on in the meantime, in between time, and even during that time, I'm going to keep on keeping on.